to ask.
Stuart, can you talk about simplifying our lives?
Look, there's nothing to talk about. It's just something that happens as you get clear inside, as you get a master of the chaos inside yourself, emotional, mental, whatever, you get simpler, clearer. It's easier to make decisions. You know what's real, what's an illusion. You know how not to waste your energy on things in life, and how to conserve your energy and use it to continue to build an inner life strong enough to truly connect with higher energy, with God, spirit. It's just an organic outgrowth of doing deep inner work. And it happens slowly, incrementally, gradually. We simplify, our existence becomes clearer. We understand profoundly in ourselves why we were born, what the purpose of this life is. And in order to develop that kind of understanding, we have to be clear inside. We have to be simple inside. We have to be able to make decisions. So it's not a matter of just, you know, getting rid of things. Understand? Yeah, if there's clutter in one's life, you get rid of it. But the clutter really exists inside a human being. And in order to get rid of it, you can't just dump it somewhere. It has to be transformed and changed gradually, slowly. The clutter simplifies itself because we have built a chakra system that's capable of doing that. There's something that you've got to understand. The goal of this meditation is to open the heart. The goal of the development of a chakra system is to open the heart. Because an open heart, where the seed of love, the seed of, gratitude, etc., it gives us a kind of clarity that makes it possible to live every day in the world. And we're born on the earth. We all have karma. We all have problems and things that we have to work through, and different obstructions and, things that come along that block us. We block ourselves. Well, to work through that, we've got to have an open heart. And nobody's going to have an open heart if they're not balanced inside. If the mind isn't quiet, the throat isn't open, if they're incapable of using the sexual energy, to develop Kundalini inside themselves, if the chakra system isn't highly developed and we don't have that kind of inner strength, the heart chakra will not open. There'll be no simplification of our inner life. We'll walk around in a lot of, experiencing a lot of chaos every day. So the development of the chakra system, has a singular purpose, and that's to get the heart open. Not just on Monday and Wednesday, when you hit the lotto, but every day when you're taking out the garbage, you're washing the dishes, you're doing work you have to do around the house, where other people are doing things you don't like. And in order to keep the heart open, The work of meditation is to develop a really strong chakra system. We are balanced inside. Understand, our minds are quiet. We're able to communicate because the throat chakra is open. We're able to transform, our sexual energy into energy that activates Kundalini, which is the pathway to enlightenment. All of these energies are very powerful. And instead of allowing them to drive us crazy, we can utilize these energies to make us very strong. So the heart can stay open. God is love. It's written everywhere. Doing that simplifies life. You can make decisions, conscious decisions. You're able to distinguish between reality and what's real. Or I should say reality and what's an illusion. Does anyone else have a question? I hope that's clear, Jennifer. Does anyone else have a question? And we don't have to go shopping, you understand? To find the tools that make what I'm talking about possible. They all exist inside us. We have to learn how to master them. That's what Kundalini meditation is all about, learning how to master those tools. We're born with them. We don't have to go shopping in some esoteric bookstore for the tools that enable us to do this. We're born with them. We just have to learn how to use the mind and the breath, our will, our need to grow. We have to learn how to use those tools consciously. We have to master the craft. And what comes from it? A state of inner peace, which is something that every human being welcomes. State of living quietly with oneself.
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes.
Well, today was a day when kind of all hell broke loose in my
Eric, you
personal
have to
life.
talk up.
Sure. Today was a day when all hell kind of broke loose in my life. And I tend to be in the habit of thinking I'm doing something wrong then. Am I working properly?
Look, every time you release tension inside you, every time you free yourself of that kind of block, hell is going to break loose. Hell is going to break loose. That hell that you talk about is just a sign of your growth. You're letting it go. Now, don't grab onto it. Don't get depressed because of it. Just let it go. Let it go. You can finally free yourself from all of that crap that's been making you crazy most of your life. You know, so, yeah, hell is going to, hell breaks loose in my life too, but it's happened to me so many times and I consciously understand what it's all about. It's very similar to homeopathic medicine. This, because in order to get rid of the disease, they give you the disease. And that releases the disease, and then you just flush it out of your system. And then it manifests through other people's craziness around you. People do things you don't like. And you've got to realize something. It all passes. It all passes. No matter how crazy the world is, it all passes. I mean, look, the world has been crazy since Cain and Abel, you know? Since Adam and Eve left the Garden of Eden, the world has been an insane asylum. You know, but they left the Garden of Eden for a singular purpose. That's to go through the karma of the world to ultimately find the Messiah, which is their state of inner enlightenment. We have to go through it. We weren't born on the earth to live in an ivory tower. We were born here to go through whatever our karma brings and learn how to use it to grow and to get closer to God. I mean, in every religion, the Buddha fasting, and I've seen statues of the emaciated Buddha, they used to create, 1,000 years ago when he went on that fast in the desert, the emaciated Buddha, ridding himself of darkness, of evil, of tension. Look at what happened to Christ, my God, one of the greatest, beings that ever manifested in the world, crucified. Forgive them, they know not what they do. It's the most extraordinary thing ever said. We go through it. It's our karma. And there's a twofold path here. We either allow it to depress us and make ourselves miserable, or we go through it with an open heart and thank God for allowing us to see the craziness inside us that we can get rid of. There's something in my book I've just written, I write about, where I talk about, you look out at the objective world and you see a mirror image of yourself. All the craziness why? Because everybody's crazy inside. So we all look out and see all that stuff and it reflects us. If people would change inside, that whole thing would change. The whole reflection would change. But as I say over and over again, 8 billion people are not going to change. But we can change. We have an exercise, a meditation that makes it possible to transform our internal craziness into love, into joy, into peace, to become a child of God living in the 21st century. I mean, there's a wonderful line. I used it, I once wrote a play and I use it as a title, This Too Shall Pass. So when all goes haywire, it's all going to pass. It all passes. How many times has it happened to you, Derek, in your life? 1,000? Only 10? No, I don't believe that.
10 times 10 times 10.
10 times 1,000, maybe. And it all passes. It's just drama, and it passes. So you can get caught up in the third act of a Donald Trump play, or you can say, this too shall pass. All this craziness. I'm not going to get sucked into all this insanity. It's all going to pass. I'm going to get stronger and grow because of it. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions. There'll be class tomorrow. Jennifer will be teaching tomorrow evening. And then on Sunday, starting this Sunday, Pat Fay will be teaching a meditation. So you all will get an invitation to Pat's class. And he'll be teaching every Sunday. And I teach, I think 5, 6 classes a week. I have plenty to do here. But I think it's a very good opportunity for both Jennifer and Pat to grow, to truly grow by doing this. And I am very grateful for that. Opens my heart very deeply. Are there any more questions? Anyone has? Okay, then there'll be class tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. God bless you all for being here, being part of this. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Right.